welcoming to all the friends, family, community members, and especially our graduates to celebrate this day, the graduating class of 2015. And now for our invocation, Mr. Brian Weaver.
Gracious Heavenly Father, we thank you and we praise you and we honor you today. We thank you for this school, YouthBuild Academy, which has founded within themselves to honor you and to acknowledge you during this graduation, this commencement ceremony. And because they have honored you, I thank you that your presence is here today. As each and every one of these graduates have worked and disciplined themselves to achieve this great goal, even though it was their decision and their determination that brought them to this point. We want to take this time to thank you that through it all, you were with them. Even when they thought they couldn't do it anymore, when they couldn't go any further, you were with them. Father, we just thank you also for their families who have supported them, who are here today to show their support and their honor for what they have accomplished. Father, it is my prayer that as they leave this place today, that they will go forward knowing that you are with them and that this is only the beginning of the things that you have for them. Give them the grace this day, Father, to stand. Give them the grace that every time they are knocked down, that they have the strength to get up again. Father, bless them. We thank you for it. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Right hand over your heart. Ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Next, I would like to introduce Diamond Pacheco with a presentation of student awards.
So, the first award, Diamond Pacheco Spirit Award, this year goes to Celine Suppress. Aisha Winfield's Community Service Award this year goes to Jayon Moore. The most improved this year is Todd Hanford. Jason Martinez's Best Attendance Award this year goes to Adriana Rodriguez. Raquel Salena GPA Award goes to Gustavo Aldez. So let's give these kids a good hand. To introduce next, Ms. Strong and Ms. Mary Jane to present the next awards.
Our next set of awards goes to a group of students who completed something extra this year. They worked very hard with Ms. Mary Jane in technology to successfully complete the first taste of coding, intro to JavaScript drawing, and animation. Our first award goes to Ms. Carla Ramirez. Next, Mr. Gustavo Aldez. Mr. Jayon Moore. Miss Adriana Rodriguez. Mr. Todd Hanford. Miss Felicia Beltran. Miss Myra Marquez. Miss Celine Cyprus. Miss Myla Nemo. Mr. Nelson Nile. Miss Dominique Dunham. Mr. Gerardo Esparza. Mr. Armando Escobeda. And Mr. Michael Limon. Thank you. Presenting the Cultural Heritage Awards, Mr. Felix Marchini.
Good evening, everybody. First, let me start by thanking Hassan's Accessories located in the Waterloo Property. Mr. Hassan is a man from this community who shares our passion for development and continued progress of at-risk youth. This award is to show the tremendous character, a strong sense of community, and a real growth during the time in our program. We feel no matter where they land, they will bring change for the better to their families, their community, and their culture. First, Mr. Jayon Moore. Michelle Garcia. Next we have Gerardo Esparza. Next we have Shaira Harris. Agent Spikes. And lastly, we have Adriana Rodriguez. So let's hear it for our honorees. These are exceptional young people. Thank you.
Now to introduce the best counselor in the world, Miss Cheryl Traylor.
Welcome, members, family, friends. My responsibility will be to give out certificates of appreciation to very special people, to all our students. The first one, for being the most dedicated teacher of the year, Miss Mary Jane Dines. For being outstanding teacher of the year, Adam Jones. He knows you guys love him. For outstanding commitment to our members and community outreach, Felix Martinez. And for being an outstanding staff professional, we couldn't do it without her, Diamond Pacheco.
Before you introduce the next person, we would like to present this to you. And YouthBuild Academy, Inland Empire, or YouthBuild. Okay, a certificate of appreciation awarded to Cheryl Traylor for being an outstanding administrative professional. We couldn't do this without you. Awarded. We have Asia and Ricardo come up. Asia and Ricardo, they're going to narrate the pledge.
Really, I just want to thank everybody for being here. I appreciate everybody. And to the graduates, it may have been hard, but we did it. Even though we didn't feel like doing all that, we did it. That's it. Thank you.
I just want to take this opportunity to thank some people first. First of all, I want to thank the staff for being with us. I know for giving you guys a hard time. I appreciate every single thing you guys did for us. I appreciate Diamond Man. Thank you for getting us on track, pushing us, and making sure the school's looking right. Well, coming out of my heart, I want to, because I got nowhere to run, I want to pour my feelings out on my teammates or wherever you're at. Martinez, I love you and your family. I want to be here as much as you are here for me. Just because I'm graduating doesn't mean I'm leaving you. I consider you family, so I'll be around. I want to thank Mr. Jones. Starting out in the school year, you always make me crack up. Keep doing what you do best. And strong. At one point, I know we didn't get along, but towards the end of the year, we told each other how we feel. You know, we worked on these and we got along very well. To my YouthBuild members, I know some of us didn't get along, bump heads, but look at where we stand. This is always the start of something new. It's never too late because we're here. We achieved it. My policy committee members, I want to thank you for having my back. I know times were hard. At the same time, some of you guys, without you guys, I wouldn't have been able to be president of the school. Thanks to those who joined policy committee and those who remained in their spot. Thanks to my family and friends who were able to make it on this special day. Thanks to everyone else who's here to support whoever's graduating. I want to give a shout out. Yeah, Lucy, thank you. I hope I made you happy today. A special thanks to Lamont. said a couple words to me. You said, you asked me why I dropped out, and I said, because I wanted to make money. You said, you replied, that piece of paper that we call a diploma, in order to get your income so far. Just by you saying that really opened my eyes and made me a room to the school. To my parents, I know I told you guys I was never going to graduate. To get that out of your heads because I just wanted to work. I wasn't thinking straight, so I got it together and made it happen. This is for you guys and for me as well. This won't be the only time you see me shine. There are many more memories to come. Para mi madre y mi padre, le doy las gracias por estar conmigo, soportándome en todo. Yo les había dicho que nunca me iba a dar. Sacarme de la cabeza. Sé que no estaba pensando bien, tuve que reaccionar y hacer esto para ustedes. A mí mismo. No será la última vez que me viene el hambre ya. Estoy muy orgulloso de ustedes, de esta medida de padres. Madre, te amo.
Yo igual, I love you. Love you.
It's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way from where we began. Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. When I see you again.
Damn, who knew? All the planes we flew, good things we've been through. That I'll be standing right here talking to you about another path. I know we love to hit the road and laugh, but something told me that it wouldn't last. Had to switch up, look at things different, see the bigger picture. Those were the days, hard work forever pays. Now I see you in a better place. How can we not talk about family when family's all that we got? Everything I went through, you were standing there by my side, and now you gon' be with me for the last ride.
It's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way, from where we began.
You know, we started.
Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again.
Let me tell you.
When I see you again.
First you both go out your way and the vibe is feeling strong, and what's small turn to a friendship turn to a bond, and that bond will never be broken, the love will never get lost. And when brotherhood come first, then the line will never be crossed. Established it on our own when that line had to be drawn, and that line is what we reach, so remember me when I'm gone. How can we not talk about family when family's all that we got? Everything I went through, you were standing there by my side, and now you gon' be with me for the last ride.
So let the light guide your way. Yeah. Hold every memory as you go, and every road you take will always lead you home. It's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way from where we began. Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. When I see you again. It's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way from where we began. Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. When I see you again.
Damn, who knew? All the planes we flew, good things we've been through, that I'll be standing right here talking to you about another path. I know we love.
Invite a very special guest up to talk. We have an alum here, Queenie Cooper.
Hello. Remember, giving up should never be an option. We are what we make of ourselves. Success does not just happen overnight. Put in hard work and faith. And remember, never base your success off of someone else's success. Because without yourself, you have to accomplish your own goals, make your own decisions in life, and be your own person. That's all I have to say.
Our first speaker of the evening, Mr. Wallace J. Allison. He is the publisher of Westside Story, a newspaper, and host to Empire Talks Back Radio.
Greetings. Greetings. Anybody out there? Okay. I think I'm at the YouthBuild Empire Graduation. Is that true? I beg your pardon. That's what I'm talking about. That's good. That's good. Raise my mic. Is that better? It's time, people. What time is it? Anybody know what time it is? It's graduation time. Anybody not know what time it is? Very good. I fancy myself a bit of a poet, though I haven't written a poem in years. I am going to share a couple with you as we go through my message. The first poem is going to be Time. It's not much of a poem, but it is a little bit of a statement. Time. It is time. Time for us. Time for us to be. Time for us to be on time for a change is imminent. Time changes. Time changes things. Time is constantly changing. You're not in the same situation now that you were when you started this program. Time has changed. You have changed. With time constantly changing, how do you stay on course? The road changes. If you've got a GP system, GPS, and if you've ever tried to use it out in some of the remote places, you'll find that maybe what the GPS says isn't the same thing that the road has. You can get on the wrong road following GPS. You can get on the wrong road following a lot of directions. It's important that you stay on course. Now, since we agree that time is important, do we agree that time is important? Who's managing yours? There's only 24 hours. I heard somebody say me, and that's the right answer. There's only 24 hours, and how you deal with those 24 hours is very important. You cannot make more time. You can make more money. You can spend time and you can spend money. You can make more money, but you cannot make more time. You need to value your time. Using time or letting time use you is the situation. What time is it? You're either early, you're on time, or you're late. Time is going to describe that for you. Time is, you're early, that's not bad. You're on time, that's not bad. You're late, that's bad. You don't want to miss your opportunity. So if time is valuable, how do you use it? Can you plan to use it? Can you plan your day? Can you write down what you want to do? Is it important to do that? There are things that are interesting and there are things that are important. For instance, have you ever gone shopping while you were hungry without a list? I mean, you walk in the store, you've got a few things in mind, you've got a definite amount of money in your pocket that you plan to spend. But if you walk those aisles without a list, without knowing what you want, you can end up with a basket full of things that are very interesting, but they may not be important. They may be interesting because you heard about them, but they're not important because they weren't on your list. They're not part of what you need to make your day better. It's very important to me that you understand that just because you've completed this school, that does show that you've got enough discipline to decide that there's something important to you and that you are going to do what's necessary to do it one time. This graduation represents a small period of your life where you were able to put together some determination to make some things happen within a period of time so that you could be here today and graduate on time. But tomorrow is another day. As a matter of fact, every day is a day that you spend shopping, if you will. What are you putting in your basket as you walk through the stores of life? Are you filling your basket with things that are on your list? Or are you being able to be distracted because of someone else's list? We all are subject to someone else's list. Are you occupying your mind and thoughts that plan actions that will benefit you and your loved ones? Or are you buying into activities and attitudes that work against you? My conversation today is about time, love, and consequence. We've been discussing time and how important time is. Your future is based on what you're doing now and accumulating those things that are going to help you in that future. What are you doing to feed your soul? What are you doing to feed your future? Are you hanging out with the people who are going to help you in your future? Are you listening to the kind of music that is going to formulate your mind in a way to help you cooperate with yourself? Or are you going to work against yourself because some record told you you couldn't do something? Some piece of music told you to hate somebody instead of loving yourself enough to do well for other people? What are the attitudes that you're using to feed your soul? Who are your opinion leaders? Does your music tell you to respect others or to ridicule others? Does your friendship with other people help you to help people, or do they talk you into ignoring people? Are you trying to get ahead, or are you trying to get even? You can't get ahead if you're trying to get even. Now think about your motive. Don't worry so much about what other people are doing, but think about your motive. Think about what you say to yourself. Do you say that I can do this? Do you roll over and look at the clock and say, I'm going to stay asleep or go get some more sleep? Or are you going to fire yourself up, get out, and go and do the kind of things that will make a future for you? Those are your decisions. Nobody is going to do anything to, well, you've got a loved one that you're sharing a house with. They may shake you and wake you and say, baby, it's time to get out here and go do something. Or they may just go do what they've got to do and figure that you've got sense enough to do what you're going to do. That is up to you. As you get older, you find that you are responsible. The things that you say to yourself are important. Do you say, I can, I will? Or do you say, I can't, I don't, I won't? You're going to believe yourself. If you say you can do it, you can do it. If you say you can't, if you say your vote counts, you're going to get out and go vote. If you think your vote doesn't count, you're going to stay home and let someone else rule your life. I think it's important for you to realize that you are holding the key. You are holding the ability to turn the key. You're holding the ability to open the door once that key is used. It's important that you realize these things. You have to value yourself. You have to value your fellow man. I'm one of those people that believes that people are important. I think that your creative abilities and your productive potential makes it worth it to me to be sure that you're well fed, that you have shelter, and that you're educated. If you're all of those three things, you're in a position to contribute. And that's all that we should want each other to be able to do, is to contribute. And we should want each other to be educated, because I'd like for your contribution to be based on some educated thought, on some type of responsible thought. When I meet you at the intersection, I would like to believe that you are prepared to give a little, take a little, so that we can make it through this intersection without crashing, without slowing each other down, without spoiling each other's intent. That's very important. That's what civilization is. Civilization says that we can do for others the same thing that we would like to have done for ourselves. You know, that sounds a little bit like love to me. Valuing your fellow man provides a payback. The creative and productive potential in your fellow man is its payback to society. We should support that. Society's payback can be feeling the wrath of the shunned, the neglected, the isolated. If you shun people, if you neglect them, if you isolate them, if you are not willing to help them, you should be willing to pay the penalty when those people nut up, go crazy, show society a response to society's lack of affection, attention. Homelessness is a social crime. There is no need for people to be homeless. Even if they're not working, even if they don't care about themselves, we should care enough about their productive potential to put them in a home, to put them in a place of shelter, to be sure that they're educated, so that we don't feel the wrath of their lacks, their lack of having. We're in a position to do things for ourselves, we're in a position to do things for others, and it's very important that you be selfish enough to provide for others so that you can, well, let's look at it like this. Do you think it's possible for someone to sit at the head of the table with all of the food gathered around them, and you sit peacefully around the table with no food, and you watch them devour? How long is that going to last? Excuse me? Are you willing to sit and watch everyone else eat and you not eat, and you do it peacefully? I'm sorry, I don't think that's the way it is. I think you're going to revolt. I think you're going to turn the table over. I think you are not going to let someone else eat everything in your presence. And I say that, and I also remind you that there's a situation on this planet here in America where 1% of the people have everything. I'm expecting some sort of response to that. Okay. And it's not going to be a nice one if we don't socially straighten this inequity out. And that's what education is all about. That's what your education is about. There are things that you're going to have to do to help level the playing field, and part of that is for you to understand that you are on a playing field. That you have a responsibility that others are not necessarily going to fill in the blanks for you. Love and respect yourself. I speak of love, and some folks say, well, Wallace, what are you talking about? What is love? I'm not talking about making love. I'm talking about being love. I'm talking about treating you the way I want you to treat me. That's love. I want to be fair and protective as I deal with you, and I would like for you to be fair and protective about dealing with me. Do you want your fellow man to thank you? Are you one of those people that every time you do something to help someone, you've got to hear thank you? Here's your thank you. If you don't hear thank you, you feel like... I would advise that thank you is good, but God's grace is better. Can you do a secret good deed? What do you need to hear thank you? I would venture to say the secret good deed will lead you closer to God's grace, and that will probably take you much further in life than my little thank you. Love, without love you will have a consequence. You're going to have a consequence one way or the other. But it's about time, it's about love, and it's about consequence. If you don't spend time demonstrating your love, there will be a consequence. I don't know how long it has taken me to go through this, but I'm going to say it again in a very short form. It's what I call a poem, once again. Everybody ends up wearing his own clothes. The shadow is only where the body goes. Everybody pays. It's not a tax. It's more like dues, because the price, that's something your actions choose. So remember, whenever you make one, you make two. One for him, and one for you. So be sure that whatever you make ain't more than you want to take. Because, sure enough, through the arc, down the line, you're bound to get what you thought was mine. I say give love, folks. Give love. That will make your life and those lives of people all around you much easier. Thank you for your time.
Your next speaker is Amy Bajani, President, CEO. He's also of the San Bernardino branch of NAACP and Boys and Girls Club of San Bernardino president.
So I've got the honor and the privilege of serving as the president and CEO for the Boys and Girls Club of San Bernardino and newly elected president for the NAACP here in San Bernardino as well. So I have an awesome task ahead of me and an arduous task on both shoulders. But it's something that I do and something that I love. So they say that if you go to work every day, you love, you never work a day in your life, something like that. All right, so look, just so you all know, because you all are all younger than me, anybody here over 20 years old? 21, 22, 23? All right, so my youngest daughter is 20. My oldest son is 30. I take that back. I got a 10-year-old son. I just got married in December. So I'll never forget that. 10-year-old son, and I got a baby on the way at 49 years old. Can you believe that? Got married a little young 35-year-old wife. I'm just saying. But I want y'all to understand something. I've been to a lot of graduations, this graduation season. And this one is particularly interesting and special to me. Because I just look like this. When I say I just look like this, I mean getting a haircut with the crooked lines. I went to the barbershop with my favorite barber who's like 80 years old. And I go every once in a while, I just love to hear his wisdom. I know when I leave the barbershop, my line is gonna be crooked. My mustache will be messed up. But I go anyway because it's nothing like being able to sit at the feet of the elders to hear that wisdom. So when you think you know it all, you humble yourself and go someplace, this somebody's got a little bit something to tell you, to help you out with something. Some of these bumps and bruises we done went through in life, we could have probably avoided if you would have listened to somebody else. So don't think you can do it and go back and get the knowledge and understand from somebody else, because you're not. You never get too old for that. But let me just tell you, who's standing before you is just a boy from Detroit who never ever walked across the stage and got a diploma for nothing. I've never worn the gown that you have on. I've never worn the hat that you have on. No one has ever called my name to give me a diploma or certificate of anything at all. Never. Now they did call my name when they told me to come take my picture with those numbers in front of me. Well, I beat it. I mean, I did beat it, you know. I had an attorney who cost all the money that I had. But sometimes when folks come before y'all, I'm not talking about tonight, but just in life. How many counselors have you had in life? Teachers, anybody in authority want to tell you about yourself, what you should be doing, and not know you or your circumstances. Well, that was me, because people didn't know that I was 15 years old on my own, doing my own thing, raising myself. And it's hard. We don't have anybody to turn to. So I look at you all, and I must say, when I got the number of graduates for this evening, I'm thinking to myself, well, about 35, 40 graduates, we can have this graduation in my office. And then I pulled up, I'm like, who are all these people? Who are all these people, y'all? People that love you and believe in you. People that got your back 24/7. People that do anything they possibly can to make sure you succeed, as long as you're willing to do something for yourself and help yourself. Y'all owe somebody. Like I said, New Jack City, you owe me, you owe. No, this ain't the end. Because as I made my mistakes in Detroit, getting caught, CCW, going to jail for, back then we called it checking it in. We went around just stealing and taking things at gunpoint, chains and leather jackets and top 10 shoes and all kind of craziness. And then we go to jail and then get bailed out and have to go back and forth to court and all this kind of craziness. I never once stopped to think about the heartache I was causing the people that cared about me. I never thought I was selfish, and I thought about myself. I had to get it together, and I didn't have the benefit of having strong people around me, because I'm in the world on my own, making my own decisions, trying to be my own man, while I was just a boy who really needed assistance. So what I do know is that I owe, and you owe. So it don't just stop here. As a matter of fact, take 10 seconds and think about everybody that we lost just this year to violence in the streets in this country we call the United States of America. Just take 10 seconds just to give a moment of silence for the 9 that were lost in Charleston, and then all those we lost this year thus far, including people that y'all know who didn't make it here tonight. I told some kids at the Boys and Girls Club 2 years ago when George Zimmerman's punking. When George Zimmerman was let go, and everybody was upset and turning stuff over. And I was concerned about the young people in San Bernardino because I know Popo. I'm sorry, I'm familiar with law enforcement and their practices and policies. And I was concerned. I was concerned primarily because 80% of law enforcement in San Bernardino don't even live in San Bernardino. They live outside of San Bernardino, including firefighters too. That's about $40 million for the economy. But that's another story. But I do know that you're outside trying to voice your discontent. When you want to let everybody know how pissed off and upset you are because the system has not worked for you or people that you know. When you got that faction and you got a faction over here, all kind of bad stuff can happen. So I told the kids in San Bernardino at the Boys and Girls Club, if you're upset about the verdict and how Trayvon Martin could just be walking home drinking iced tea and eat some Skittles, and somebody could just, not even a cop, come and take your life and get away with it. There's not a whole lot you can personally do on the streets of San Bernardino, but let me tell you what you can't actually do as an individual. Trayvon Martin had a 3.6 GPA. He can't graduate, but you can. And you can make this beginning of you doing exceedingly well for every year afterwards. See, a lot of people have paid the price. A lot of people. This South Carolina shooting. Now, when y'all watch the news and hear some of these stories, make sure you listen closely to the one about Denmark Vesey, who led a slave revolt back in 1882 in Charleston, South Carolina. Well, he planned a slave revolt, rising up against the established order. But then some little cowardly punk got scared and back and told Master, and they caught him and 35 others and hung them, killed them. He was the founder of that very church. So the shooting that took place was actually an anniversary of that time. The world is an ongoing multicultural project. It's not finished and it's not done. I don't give a damn what's happened thus far. I don't care how nice the car is, how tight the technology is, how high the building is, the nicest songs out there, the best clothing you see, the best books haven't been written, the best philosophies haven't been discovered, the best ideas haven't been put forth because you haven't done them. You got potential all in and around you. We all get off course at some point in time in our life. Everybody does. You got a special amount of resilience. It says, damn it, that ain't the end, this is just the beginning for me. And everything I've been through has made me stronger. Everything has made me stronger. That's why it's easy for me to talk to the kids that I deal with in the streets. The guy was trying to come up with some pompous, I make sure they understand that I'm no different, I just didn't get caught. And then when I got old enough, I recognized that, you know what? I can be better than I was thinking about being. There's possibility that exists for me. And so I got myself together, and actually I had a little bit of pride in it because the judge told me, you're either gonna go into the military or you're gonna go to jail. So I went into the Army. And this is the truth. When I went into the Army, I was facing a case of CCW because I got caught carrying a gun. So because I was smart, I took the ASVAB test and I went into the Army. Guess what my job was in the Army? Did anybody say a cop? They gave me a gun. They gave me 2 guns, a 45, an M16, and a couple of grenades. A car had put me on patrol out there trying to arrest people who look like y'all. And then I realized I better get myself together. And then they shipped me off over to Germany. And by that time I had learned how to jump out of helicopters and rappel and set up landing zones and all kind of craziness. I had the nerve to go to Germany and learn to speak German. Working at the German International Airport and got cross-trained with the Department of Agriculture and U.S. Customs. But still, that wasn't enough. After 3 years, I had to get myself out of the military because I realized then that it was not a meritocracy. If somebody had been there longer than I had been there, then they were over me. They outranked me. It didn't mean they were smarter. So I'm like, I can't be over here taking advice and instruction from the fool. I need to get out and stretch myself. And when I got out and got introduced to the real world, and I realized that I better commit myself to this process. I'm not going to jail. I'm not going to do wrong. I got a son now, and I got a responsibility. And I owe people. All those that I made worry and be concerned about me, my son that was dependent on me, I had his face to look into. I had a community to look into in Detroit. What can I do to make these things better? And now that I'm here in San Bernardino, where everybody is trying to get the hell out instead of trying to come back in, I'm committed to being here, which is why I stayed 7 years, Boys and Girls Club, and knew the next president of NAACP. Now I'm committed. This city's got some issues. But whatever it's going to be, the beauty that it stands to have in it, the possibility that remains, it comes because we all bring that back. All the talent that you have, all the commitment that you have to make yourself better, don't just take it and run with it and take it someplace else. You got the choice to go anywhere you want to go. There's no doubt about that at all. But start where you are and build where you are. This day today is special for you. You've accomplished something. You let the rest of the world know that when you stopped betting on me and thought that you had me, let me just show you a little something about me. There's something in me that said, I'm not going to fall, I'm not going to be a victim of, I am going to rise, I am going to accomplish and be all that I thought I was going to be. Think back to when you was on stage in third grade, 4th grade, getting a little awards for math and spelling bees and everything like that. I thought back, I'm like, when's the last time I got an award for something like that? And I'm 49 years old, I was like 7, 8 years old. And like I already told y'all, I didn't graduate and walk across the stage. I went to school, I just never participated in the graduation ceremony and things like that. I was just mad, righteous indignation. Still got a little bit in me. You can always keep that edge. Always. But what I do realize is that for you all, you've given yourself possibility and opportunity. You're stepping back on the stage of human history, and there's nothing but possibility in front of you. So as you graduate today, you take your rightful place in the forefront of humanity. Don't forget the people you are setting an example for. You all know people that want to give up. You all know folks that's got it a little bit hard right now. You all got somebody in your life that you know, somebody that walked out on it, left them hanging. You done lost somebody. Achieve for them. Be a token, a beacon of inspiration in life for them. All the young people in the room, when they look up to you when you get in the car and they take pictures outside and your parents want to hug you, remind them you are as strong as you are because of them. And you'll be stronger because of who you are and your responsibility, not just to them, but to the community in general and to society at large. You all are a gift to the world. Make no mistake about it at all. None. I admire you. I respect your intestinal fortitude and your stick-to-itiveness. And the young man that came up and gave the speech earlier and thanked everybody, dude, where are you? Man, dude, come here. Boys may think they made it on their own without anybody's assistance. Men recognize how they got there and thank the folks who helped carry them there. Like President Henry said, always remember where you came from, and always praise the bridges that carried you over. You think everybody helped carry you over. You committed yourself. And you think shed your emotions and cry and hurt yourself. That don't make you a lesser man. That makes you more of a man. I got all kinds of respect for you. Listen, y'all. Y'all got some celebrating to do. I'm not taking up no more of your time. I'm grateful to be here. I'm glad I've had a chance to stand here and look in your faces. The world is better off as a result of your accomplishments and your stick-to-itness. I look forward to working with some of y'all. Now, as you graduate, think about, not tomorrow, because y'all gonna party tonight. You ain't gonna be in no shape tomorrow. And then some of y'all gonna make it to church on Sunday, some. And then on Monday, you gonna wake up and realize that, damn, what am I doing? Where do I go now? We're in San Bernardino, after all the unemployment rate in San Bernardino, they say about 22-24%, that's a lie. You have about 15% that just stopped looking for work because it wasn't available. So it's tough, it's rough, but there's still work, and you can find it. And for those of you that want to stay involved in construction trades and get involved in construction trades, make sure you stay in contact with Felix Marchetti, because he's working with me on some projects with San Bernardino Youth College this year, where we are creating opportunities for your careers in the construction trades. If some of you have other ideas, other things you want to do, and you need some assistance with it, let somebody know help is all around you. Help is all around you. Wallace Allen knows, he and I work together almost every day. We can help move a couple things out of the way, move a couple of barriers, introduce you to a couple of folks. Things can happen. We're here for you. Be there for yourselves. Thank you all for your time.
Okay, this gentleman has been very generous to us. Dr. Donald Joey Gabriel, President and Chairman of the Richard Neubauer Foundation.
Boy, the lights are bright. That's great. You know what? This is an incredible experience. Thank you both for your messages. They needed to be heard. They're real, and I hope everybody not only heard them, listens well to them, absorbs them, and acts upon them. That's the bottom line. I just want to share a couple of things. I'm not going to be long, a couple of minutes. The entire universe works on agreements. The entire universe. There is an agreement between the sun and the earth and the moon and all of them. And that agreement is that we stay at a certain distance, that we rotate at a certain speed at a certain time. And if that agreement is broken, you know what will happen. If the agreement is broken a tiny bit between the distance between the earth and the sun, the earth will either fly into the sun and will be toast, or it'll fling into outer space and will be ice. The agreement must be kept. In all of nature, if you plant an apple seed, you expect an apple tree, not belladonna, which is a poison, or a carrot, or whatever. There are agreements in the entire universe that if they are not kept, there will be chaos. You know what's happening? We are not keeping our agreements. Our agreements with God to be the best we can. Our agreements with each other, we practically don't make any agreements. What is marriage? Marriage is a contract between two people to live their lives, to set goals together, to grow together, to become a loving unit. And you know what? Most people don't get married because they are really in love. They get married because they're in heat. Yes, they do. In heat. And you've got to reduce that heat and start increasing the very important matter of what do we want out of this relationship? Why are we together? What do we want to do for the next 50 or 60 or 80 years? It's about keeping our agreements. So let's think about making agreements. What do you want to do? What do you want to be? There's certain prices you have to pay. We pay for everything. I don't care what it is. We pay for everything. We pay with attitude. We pay with actions. We pay with money. We pay for it. And we should know what we're paying for, what it's costing us. And when we do, we'll be more careful in our lives. We are incredible human beings. You know, most of us don't have a clue. We don't have a clue. I have done many things in my life. Many things. And I don't want you to be afraid to do jobs and things as a stepping stone. I have been many things. I have worked at Holy Cross Cemetery digging graves. I have worked at the San Diego sewer plant in the worst conditions you could ever imagine. I have scrubbed every toilet in St. Bernardine's Medical Center for a long period of time, on my hands and knees scrubbing the toilets. And in those days, I had to scrub the floors, and we had very few pieces of equipment. I have worked in hotels as night clerk. All night long, I could write books about what happened and the experiences that I had. And they were some of them very funny and some of them not too. I have been in banking. I have ended up the chairman of the board and president of a large bank. I now have run a medical research institute, and I am looking at the human body. I want you to look at your body. I want you to take responsibility for the most incredible gift that you have. The most incredible gift on earth is our body. Our body. Next to the spirit, next to our eternal spirit, is our body. I don't think many of you know that the average person, and there are many average-sized people around here, have about 70,000 miles of blood vessels in your body. 70,000 miles. And we don't understand why we have to take care of the body. What you eat, what you drink can make your blood a little too thick. And some of the blood vessels in your body are smaller than a human hair. And if your blood is a little too thick, what happens? Stroke and all kinds of other problems. So what do? We drink enough water? Do we put crap into our body that becomes poisonous to us? Yeah, most of us do. I want to encourage all of you to give yourself the best because you deserve the best. You've heard a few things tonight that are magnificent. If you follow what you heard tonight, you can change your life. I don't care where it is. If it's wonderful, it can be more than wonderful. If it's not so wonderful, it can become wonderful. But we have to pay the price, and we have to be willing to keep the agreements. And I'm going to tell you what should not be a secret, but it appears to be a secret. You will be paid in life in direct proportion to the difficulty it is to replace you. You got that? You will be paid in life in direct proportion to the difficulty it is to replace you. If it's easy to replace you, you won't be paid a whole lot. If it's very difficult to replace you, why? Why would it be? Because you know more, because you have a better attitude, because you work hard, because you're honest, because you cooperate with people around you. That makes you valuable. The knowledge, of course, makes you valuable. So if you can be trained in a week to do a job, you're not going to earn that. So what we have to do is keep learning, keep learning, keep learning. Never stop learning. And never stop paying the price to give your time and your energy. I'm almost 75 years old, and I went to school until I was 55 years old. I never stopped. I worked, but I went to school. There were times I drove to LA 4 nights a week for 4 years to go to Woodbury University. I have never stopped going to school until then, and still tomorrow I'm going to school for recertifications in certain medical classifications. Don't ever stop learning. So this is all I have to tell you. And you know, I say congratulations to you who have gone through this process, who may have dropped out, who may have been a little bit disconcerted with life and all the problems that surround growing up. But I honor you for doing this. But I challenge you to keep learning. Don't stop learning. Go up and step. Make yourselves more valuable by increasing your knowledge and increase your people skills, because it's dealing with people that will be your success or your failure in business and in all activities where other human beings are important. We have to work hard, we have to be pleasant to each other, we have to please each other, we have to help our bosses, we have to anticipate our bosses. I was taught that when I was a little kid. And in banking, I went upside down. When I was in my 20s, I was a big bank executive, and frankly, I didn't know what the heck I was doing. But I had such a great attitude, everybody loved me, and I worked hard, and I never complained about anything. I didn't bring my boss problems without possible solutions. And that gave me great value, plus the knowledge I was getting ready for school. Now I'm not a student anymore, except once in a while. So that's about all I have to tell you. Be humble, be honest. And don't forget God in your life. concept is, keep opening yourself to the Spirit of the Lord, because this is our cause. It's the reason we're here. And when we forget that reason, we're in big trouble.
Okay, and now for the graduating class of 2015. Our first graduate, Gustavo Aldez. Felicia Beltran. Celine Cypress. Dominique Dunham. Gerardo Esparza. Michelle Garcia. Cassandra Bierman. Todd Hanford. Asia Horsley. Nicole Lopez. Myra Marquez. Jahan Moore. Myla Nemo. General Scott. Asia Spikes. Lupe Alvarez. Keely Barrera. Michelle Chris. Armando Escobedo. Courtney Fuller. Devontae Gibson. Conception Gutierrez. Shariah Harris. Ricardo Mercado. Ryan Nelson. Ramirez. Marissa Rodriguez. Carlos Serrano. And Jasmine Taylor. Now I'd like to introduce Rudy Cuevas.
Will the graduates please rise? Ladies and gentlemen, these graduates have successfully completed all of the graduation requirements of the YouthBuild Charter School of California. They are now entitled to all of the rights and privileges of being a high school graduate. Graduates, please turn your tassel from right to left. Board of Directors of the YouthBuild Charter School of California, I now present to you the class of 2015.
First off, I wanna thank all my haters. You made me so strong. This is my dream. Pushers is on my team. Mama, I made it, and all the fake people hating, that's what it is. I'm just positive. All I wanna see is the big screen. I'm here, right here, not going nowhere. I'm like 50, I'ma get rich without trying. Burnt out bitches ain't got my talent, no. Too bad, I'm glad I got it. Now I can feed my fam, cause congratulations, I made it. I graduated, I'm famous, I finally made it, mama. I did it all for you. My candy, I got you, even if you say I don't got to. Because I let it show.
My nigga, for sure. I'm like, mama, me. All I hate in y'all memory call save it. I'm the greatest in my time, there's no lie. Pushy, bird gang, bitches so fly. Y'all know me, Y.G. What you need, some prescription glasses you can't see. Tania on the track, these other bitches can't sing. These whack rappers got ride a block, they can't think. And everybody like,
where YG at?
I'm buzzing, bitch, get out my beat.